and today's video is one that I feel like we can all relate to, and that's how to get out of a rut. Now these are 6 tips that I use whenever I feel myself being uninspired, unmotivated, or in a rut. So if any of these tips help you out, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe down below. And sit back and relax and grab yourself a beverage. I myself have my kombucha right here, no surprise. And without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into the 6 tips. The first tip that I always use whenever I'm in a rut and I'm trying to identify the issue is to remember that it's okay. Sometimes you can feel guilty because you've let things go, or maybe people have gotten frustrated with you. Just know that it's okay, it's completely normal, it's just a part of life, and the biggest step that you can take is being able to know that you're in a rut and to know that you need to pull yourself out of it and not just stay there and let it get worse. So you're taking the biggest step by acknowledging the fact that you're in a rut, and that way you are able to really get to the root of the problem to where you can grow and progress as an individual. And being in a rut typically means that there is a disconnect somewhere. So whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually, it can be your situation, it can be your daily routine, it can be how you feel. So many different things. You just have to be able to sit down and analyze yourself and diagnose exactly where the problem is. You really need to be able to ask yourself the hard questions, because those questions are going to get you the answers that you need to where you can push yourself forward and grow to where you need to go, and finally feel inspired and motivated again. This can definitely bring up answers that may scare you. It may bring up feelings you didn't know that you had, and it can just be stuff that has to be dealt with that maybe has been pushed down, far down, and you just have to bring it to the surface and be able to, again, identify it and figure out how to go about fixing it. Kombucha break. The third thing that I do to pull myself out of a rut is to zoom out and look at my entire picture of my situation. It's so easy to just get in your head and your thoughts and emotions and just think all these awful thoughts and go down this really dark tunnel and think like, oh, well, what if this happens or this happens, and you just start worrying and you get anxious, and it's just not a good time. So you really have to check yourself and zoom out of your situation, look at the entire picture, because it will give you a new perspective, which goes along into my 4th tip, which Cooper says this all the time, and it always really resonates with me. Look at yourself as a character in a book and think, if you're the reader, how would you tell this character to solve this issue? What do you think the character should do, and what makes the most sense? That way it kind of puts you at a third-person perspective and takes yourself out of it for just a second, just to kind of give yourself advice. It's really cool to look at yourself in that, or look at your situation in that way, just because it makes it feel like it's, I don't know, it really just gives you clarity to see what exactly is the right thing to do. And it may spark an idea, it may give you some motivation, it may give you some certain perspective that's just going to make something click, and that can make the entire difference between being in a rut and getting yourself out of it. My next tip is actually something that I did recently to help get out of a rut myself, and that was to bring in some new energy. I feel like the best remedy for a rut, in my opinion, is new energy, and what we did was a room makeover, which I will link that video up above somewhere and also in the description box if you want to check that out, and just how we redid our room. But a room makeover, just a day of self-care, some new clothes. You can make small changes in your routine, or even just spend some time with some friends and family. And doing these things brings in new energy, it raises your vibration, and it also will give you clarity on maybe any other situation that you have in your life, or give you motivation or inspiration to go do the things that you know you want to do, but you just may have not have had the motivation or the energy to do it. Energy is such a strong thing, and I really do feel like if you surround yourself with really good energy, it will seriously make the entire difference. And like I said, you don't have to go spend money and redo your room like I did. You don't have to go spend money on new clothes. You don't have to do anything. You can literally just take a bubble bath, go to the movies with your friends, go to the beach. I guess you can't really go to the movies right now because they're closed, but you know what I mean. Have a movie night. Just spend some time with the people that you know and love and that support you, and that will just boost your vibes instantly. My last and final tip that I would say is to start small. You can do all of these other things that I've said and get motivation and inspiration, but it can also be very overwhelming because you just don't know where to start. So start very small. Like I said, make small changes in your routine. Do the little things right and the big things will fall into place. And if you overwhelm yourself trying to get out of a rut, you're gonna get your energy is just gonna be drained and it's gonna put you right back to where you started, and we really don't want that. So just take your time, enjoy the process, do the little things right, and just remember that it's okay, and don't feel guilty for feeling like you're in a rut. If there's things that you've let go because you haven't felt motivated or inspired, or you feel like you've let people down, don't feel that way. The most important thing that you can do is to be able to know that, hey, this is what's going on with me, and you're able to put the energy into pulling yourself out of it and making your situation even better, because that's honestly the hardest part of the entire of being in a rut. I mean, it's hard to pull yourself out of it and accept, hey, this is what's going on, and to be able to say, okay, this is the problem, this is where I feel like I am lacking, or this is where I feel like there's just, you just feel like towards something, then you know where you can start and fix that. So alright guys, so I know this video was a little bit short, but I just wanted to jump on here, and I have definitely been in a rut recently, and I'm trying so hard to pull myself out of it, and I wanted to be able to help you all, because I know that it's kind of a universal feeling right now, is a kind of, not free fall, but just not really sure, I don't know, I feel like we've all just gotten so knocked around with the world events, and just the world being in the state that it's in right now. It's so important for us to stay in line with ourselves and being able to check ourselves whenever we need it, so, and to still make every day count and to be successful. So I really hope something in this video inspired you or motivated you, or hopefully made something click. And if any of these tips helped you out, or if you have any of your own, leave those in the comments below so that we can all read them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.